Hello. Welcome back to Just a Breezy Chat. This is season 8, episode 6, and we're going to be talking about the people that enter our lives. So, for those of you that are new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe. As you can tell, we have made it to my living room. I have the apartment to myself for a little bit, and I am thoroughly enjoying myself. For those of you know that I love my alone time, and I love being an introvert. You get that feeling where you like to be alone and everything else. But as I said, anyway, but as I was saying, I was currently just watching Catching Up with the Candace here on YouTube. I love that podcast. I'm very excited for that one. I used to watch Seven Heaven growing up all the time, so seeing the characters as all grown up now, it's like it feels weird. It's like it's a reminder that am I this old already? I'm like, I know some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, like I said, if you're new here, hit that like button, ring that bell for notifications. Also, please subscribe, help a girl out. Um, but today we're gonna be like, let's get on to the people of our lives. So there are many people that come into our life. There are the people you find when you're not looking, the people you find you're not when you've known them your whole life, the people that God puts in your path for a reason, and everything else. I'm also in the process of working on a new shirt. Speaking of that, and it's called just it's gonna be just a John 13 girl. And I feel like I've been living a John 13 life these past year and a half now, and everything. So and it's taken me forever to understand that everything happens for a reason. But some of the people in our lives are our mentors, and these people help us navigate a lot of areas. It could be career field, could be life, could be anything, and helping us explore these new opportunities from the experiences and help in being invested in our success and empowering to take the new paths. And I hope that one day I can be a mentor to somebody who needs a mentor. Honestly, I've had so many great teachers in my life, and everything, and from working as a paralegal, like I know the type of boss I want to be from the many bosses I worked around. And there's the authentic people. These are the people that are interested in our lives, open to experiences, and they enjoy the moment. They can also they're also very curious and creative. Then there's the adventurous people. These are the people that can can help you get out of a rut or cheer you up just by taking you on adventures. They can especially be helpful when feel bored, gloomy, or exhausted. I know. So I live here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and there is this bar called Whiskey Dick Saloon. Whiskey Dicks. And I don't go very often. My friend Nor goes more often than I do. Thank you, Kylie, for agreeing. He knows all the dances, but I have a group of people from work that I go with. And I do some of the dances. I don't know them all that well, but I do like watching some of them and everything. But these are my people that, I don't know, I'll go out to Nashville with something like that. I'm not a big, like, barsy person, but I do love that kind of thing, though, and everything. Um, so. Here's the story. I want to talk about the story of how I met my friends. This is going to be a long one. My best friend, we all know the story of how I met her. We were in the fifth grade, and I sat across from her that first day of fifth grade at U.S. Jones Elementary School. And I ate oatmeal cookie right there in front of her. And we've been best friends ever since. A little insignificant, you probably don't really care for, but everyone's friendship has a story that starts somehow. My friend Emily, um, I met see my friends Wade and Divine. I don't really talk to them much. We were friends in high school. Not gonna lie, those friendships just kind of fizzled out a little bit. And that happens in our life. They come and go. And then who else? Okay, Emily, she was my first friend at Wallace, and we were in the same biology class together. We love Miss Breen from Wallace State. If you ever need a biology teacher, she's the biology teacher you want to have. Most of my friends like Garrett, Shally, Bethany, Paul, and a lot of them I met through working with Rotaract at Wallace State Community College, and I met a lot of my lifelong friends that are now my family. I call my family and everything else, and I'm still friends with them to this very day. Um, this, and a lot of you heard me talk. Now I'm going to move on to how I met my mom. So No, you're probably thinking like, but you have a mom. No, I have a bio mom who I have a rebuilding a bridge relationship with. Because because there's a lot of trauma that had for that. I'm not going to go into. Just for the sake of keeping things behind, keeping things in the closet for a reason. Some skeletons are just better left alone. We'll leave it at that. But I met my mom through campus ministries, and I remember hearing this very loud woman when I was just enjoying relaxing in the student center at Wallace, and I walked around and she was just talking to me, and I'm like, okay. So I started hanging around campus ministries. Little did I know she would become my mom, the mom I never knew, the mom figure I needed growing up. And honestly, I think I entered when I met my family. I entered. I think we found each other at a time when we didn't know we needed each other. And sometimes it happens like that, and that's just the way life goes sometimes. Then there's the story of how I met the Johnsons, Melissa and Keith, and I love the Johnsons. So sweet. I stayed with them a couple of times. They were a big part in helping me move up here as well, along with my family. And when I say my family, I don't mean my bio family. I mean my unofficial adopted family. My mom, dad, and two little brothers. Which, but I love the Johnsons. They are amazing. They're my friends Shally and Garrett's parents, and they are amazing people, very Christian people and godly people, and I love them. They're very awesome. Then I met the Browns. So for a brief period of time, I was briefly homeless and everything, and that is something I try not to be ever again because I don't like uncertainty. I don't like not knowing where I'm gonna stay or nothing like that. I like growing up with being in an unstable environment all the time. It's like I wanted to learn. I wanted stability. I didn't want to have to second guess where everything was going to happen in my life, where I was going to eat, what I was going to do, nothing like that. So I met the Browns through coworkers, and I rented a room from them. And she's a really nice old lady. We're still very much friends to this very much day. They came up and visited me last during the summer, and everything. And I gave them a brief tour, showed them around Murfreesboro a little bit. Even got her to get her a picture in the center of the state. How awesome is that? And everything. But what about some people? There's the seasonal people, and this is to make you aware that everything is temporary. Nothing in life is permanent except for change. And if you're like me, I hate change. But it's people, places, things, emotion, thoughts, feelings, circumstances, situations that remind us everything and everyone is temporary. So when we start a new friendship, get into a new romantic relationship, begin a business, start a new job, or work on a collaborative project, it is best to keep the notion of change in the back of your mind. Because whether you like it or not, there will come a time. And as much as we hate change, when we may have to part ways with certain people in our life, it doesn't matter if it's family, best friend, colleague, or whatever, anything like that. At the end of the day, no one or nothing is here forever. Kylie! My roommate's dogs. But another reason for seasonal people and some people are here to remind you of who you are and that you are on the right path. And these are the seasonal people who have crossed our paths actually, and that are actually the ones who have taught us one of the biggest lessons in life, and that you never change yourself for anybody. And I'm a firm believer in that you never change for anybody. If they can accept you for who you are, they're not worth being in your life. Now, if you're a complete jerk to everyone else, then you might want to take a look in the mirror and see what's going on with your actual self. Just saying. But we live in a world where people always try to change who they are just so they can fit the norm for somebody else. And you are perfect just the way you are and everything else. You don't have to go changing just to fit the mold for someone else. Like, this is what I want my future children to know. Do not change who you are to fill the mold for someone else. They have to accept you for you. Um, Also, with seasonal people, they help push you forward in life. Sometimes seasonal people can be positive, impact us, and you might cross past them at a certain moment in your life. It might not be, and just not be going places you expected. And I like to think this is like with some of my friends from middle school and high school that You know, it happens. Life happens. I'm still in touch with my best friend from elementary school, though. She is my sister to me. And we've been friends going on 20 years. But, yeah. I also want to talk about a Bible verse real quick. That's very important. It is Ecclesiastes 3:1. And it is, for everyone, there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. And this verse acknowledges that seasons come and go throughout the years and that people get used to change and anticipate what's next. So, what about seasonal relationships? These can be friendships, romantic relationships, business relationships. And this is a relationship that lasts to be for a specific period of time and eventually ends, and either amicably or not. Some examples of these seasonal relationships include friendships. I have a friend that I met from Rotaract that stay in contact with her every now and again, but we don't really like we're Facebook friends and stuff, but we moved on with our different lives. She has two beautiful children. I am up here in Tennessee and we just kind of drifted away, and that's okay with life. Sometimes that happens. But some friendships are seasonal and they can change as people move through different stages in life. For example, you might have friends from middle school who you lose touch with in high school, or friends from your first job that you no longer see after changing jobs. Mm. Then there's the romantic relationships. You know what I'm talking about. Those romantic relationships that you think will last forever and they don't. And those are just seasonal people that are just teaching us for a reason. Some of those romantic relationships should never happen, but they never would have taught us a relationship. I also like to think, do you remember that Medea scene where I only think of people like as in my life as a tree? That scene. But I also want to end this podcast episode on a quote that says, love all the seasons because every season has its own treasure. Winter does not own the treasure of spring. The nature does not own the treasures of the winter. And I think that's important for us because I think sometimes we just need to remember um, that seasonal people come and go. And there are people that enter our life and we don't know why and we don't know how. But we just accept that they're in our lives. We don't know how long, we just go with it. But that is it. I will see y'all next time as we talk about excusing the mess. And you'll figure out what that means next time.